So, today has been a bit of a rough day. I posted the video yesterday about sexualization in League of Legends, and I knew that the comments on that particular video were gonna be a bit shit. We're gonna be a bit tough to deal with. We're gonna be a little bit garbage, because that's just the name of the game. That's the game you play when you post a video like that, and you're gonna deal with a lot of garbage comments. Gotta say, I wasn't ready for all the people kind of defending that it's totally okay and right to sexualize a character like Annie, who's a literal child. Those caught me by surprise, I have to admit. And they were a little rough to deal with. And yeah, generally, there's just a ton of bullshit I had to deal with today. I also had to, I had to deal with, hundreds, actual hundreds, it's been 500 comments on that video, and I made sure to look through all of them to make sure that nobody was posting any spectacularly bad, stupid bullshit. And so I had to look through all of that. And outside of that, there was also on the Discord a bit of a kerfuffle, I want to say, where it's a person. I had to kick a person who I didn't want to kick because they've been at the center of a lot of trouble before, and I'd given them warnings. And at this point, I had to, because I'd said last time that this was the last warning, and you have to follow through on that shit. Otherwise, you can't moderate anything ever. And that means sometimes you have to follow through on shitty decisions you don't want to make. But I had to, and that sucked, and that just annoyed me and kind of drained me. And so around 6 p.m. tonight, it's currently 2 a.m., around 6 p.m. tonight, I had a massive, just a complete depressive shutdown. I got incredibly exhausted and tired, and my mental energy tanked. It just went completely down the shitter. And I could not think about anything. I could not do anything. I could not concentrate on anything. I ended up having sort of a half nap in bed and just kind of being a vegetable for a while, because I couldn't think. I couldn't do anything. So that was fun. That was just a lot of great times. And that was and that's the thing about having a depressive thing in your brain, is you don't know which thing is going to, for some reason, turn out to be the last straw. Which is between dealing with all the comments on the video and fucking people sending me sort of, don't, you're being mean to pedophiles by saying they're not allowed to sexualize Annie, was a thing I fucking actually got on Twitter. Between dealing with all of that, and then having to referee an angry internet fight between some stupid idiots who, it was kind of hard to tell what the conversation was even about. It was someone saying something stupid and then someone else escalating it massively. And then the rest of the people responding in kind, and it just kind of went completely out of hand, and I had to purge the whole fucking chat because I couldn't parse my way through it. So I kicked one person, and a couple of other people left because they didn't like that person getting kicked. That's fine. That is, it's completely fair. I don't really blame them for that. I do try to take a dictatorial tack with my Discord. I try to not, do the, everybody needs to have free speech thing going on, because I've seen that just develop into an absolute horror show so many times. I've moderated online communities before, and when you have that everybody gets to speak mentality, and unless it's downright illegal, we're not going to ban anything, then what you get is you create an environment where the people who will take advantage of that can thrive. And there will be people who will enjoy taking advantage of that, who will enjoy just staying right within the rules, but still making everything miserable for everybody around them. Those troublemakers will flourish in an environment like that, in an environment where it seems like nobody gives enough of a shit to tell them to shut the fuck up and get out. They flourish there, and I don't want that for my Discord server. It's such a nice place. I enjoy being there generally, so I don't want that for it. And sometimes that means you have to enforce that shit even with people who don't necessarily 100%, like, who aren't the troublemakers, but if you don't enforce it against the people who aren't troublemakers, then the troublemakers will come, and they will use that as cover, and they will hide behind it, and the more you let it slip, the harder it becomes to enforce anything. And I've done it before. I've moderated communities before where this shit got out of hand, and there weren't protocols to stop it. So I'm the tyrant of my discourse court. There's no fairness. There is no niceness. Yeah, see? When I rattle a bag of snacks, then they come running. Yep, sorry about that. Couldn't do that with one hand. There you go, dumbass. Yes, run away. Run away to a safe place where you can snack. Hi, fat butt. This is our fattest girl. We discovered a lipoma on her a couple of days ago, and they get she's about 1.5 years old, and once they reach 18 months or so, they develop either cancer or benign tumors, or lipomas will start to develop on them at some point. Like, you kind of have to calculate. You kind of have to make allowances for that happening. There you go. Because that's rats. Like, rats develop cancers. They don't live much more than 2 years generally. But yeah, once we discovered the lipoma on her, I thought it was a cancer cell. I thought it was like a little cancer growth, which meant like a death sentence within a couple of weeks for her. Fortunately, it wasn't. It's a lipoma, as far as we can tell. So she's got a couple of months left in her, but we understand that she's gonna be gone. Drink the water. So that's been a little bit rough on my brain as well, to just because we had to say goodbye to one of our rats recently. She had a couple of cancers near her in her, we think it was uterus cancer or ovary cancer, one of the two, and she was bleeding from it. Like, it was literally bleeding out of her. So we had to say goodbye to her, because you can't treat cancer in rats. There's really nothing you can do about it. It's a death sentence. It's just a matter of how long can they have a happy, comfortable life until you have to say goodbye. And that's rough. Even though, I do love these little assholes. Hi, dumbass. Want to come out? This is one of our younger girls. Hi, dumbass. Come here. Full of energy. Yeah. Very curious, very playful. Extremely soft. Like, before I had rats, I didn't realize these are fancy rats, by the way. That's generally what they're called, the distinction. No. Which are different from wild rats. I believe they're different species, but it's also that they've been bred for quite a long time to be more domesticated, to be more sort of docile and friendly, and, less skittish, more trusting and stuff. But it's also that they've just been bred to be nicer for humans to be around. So they're softer, they're cuddlier, they're, a little sweeter and stuff. The downside is there's a lot of inbreeding. That's also happened, and that's part of the reason why they get cancer so fast, is their genes, oftentimes, no matter, even if you have a very careful breeder, there isn't that much genetic diversity in the stock anywhere, and so, they have diseases and stuff, and it sucks. But it is joyful for the time that you have them. Anyway, the only reason I'm talking, I'm just filming the rats because I don't like filming myself. Yeah, looking for more snacks, are we? Yeah, I know you are. Oh, there's more. You can smell them, but you can't have them. Can you? Oh, maybe you can. We're gonna fight over it? Gonna fight over it? No. But yeah, so that's been rough on my head as well, because for a while I thought that this girl here was dying, which wasn't fun. Yeah, I've been invited to a convention, which is my first time having that happen to me. It's a small convention in Denmark, 700 people or something is going to be the audience or so. So I don't think it's not a celebrity moment for me, except it kind of is a little bit. I'm kind of, whoa, okay. So people actually know my freaking videos now enough that they would be willing to invite me as a guest to a thing. And that's going to be in October. I'll post a video about it or something on the channel by then. And if anyone is in Denmark and want to come, then that'll be an option for them. Yeah, I know. More snacks, more snacks, more snacks. She's never satisfied, ever. Not if she thinks she can have another snack. Hey, dumb butt. How you doing? Yeah, I just kind of needed to vent about it. Like, it was the 1-2 punch of the Discord and dealing with the shit on Twitter and all my comments and stuff that just kind of knocked me out and gave me a big, depressive, bad episode. And I did not get nearly as much done today as I wanted to because it just took the wind out of me. There really isn't anything I can do about it. But the point of me bringing it up is that when you have depression and anxiety is you never know what's gonna knock you out. Like, what's gonna be the thing that gets you. And it could be a big, massive thing that's understandable. Like when we had to put our other rat down recently, I thought maybe that would put me into a depressive episode. It didn't. It made me very sad and I cried, but it didn't knock me into a depressive episode, even though, you might have been able to understand if it did. But then, some stupid drama on some social media that took me right the fuck out of it and knocked me the hell down, and I couldn't recover from that for quite a long time. I had to force myself to clean the cages for the rats and create a little playpen for them so that they can get out and run around, and that helped because doing the work tends to help, but you never know. Like, you just don't ever know. Anyway, 12 minutes of this should be enough.